Hello YACoin fans. You're going to see 5 different versions of YACoin running today on this computer. And here we go with the first one. This is pure compiled from YACoin release and untouched by me. The GCC version for Windows. And here we go. Notice what it says when it starts up. We see the OpenSSL version. We say it may take a while. Notice the clock. It's now loading the guts, verifying the database, checking the stake checksums, etc., etc. Not saying much of anything, but a reasonable program. And here we go. It's verifying the last 120 blocks. I have it set up so it doesn't take forever. And so it said it took 33 seconds if you look right there. And it's running. And so we can actually quiz it and say get a block count, and it tells us 566,785, which is certainly reasonable. And so let's stop it and say nice program. Okay. Now let's do the same GCC program, but let's pause until the second hand comes back to 12 again. Alright, we're back, and here goes my version. Notice it says boost version 153, GNU compiler 462 on the Windows platform with LevelDB 4.8 and OpenSSL. And it's counting up as it's loading the blockchain, showing how much it's done. 100%. It's doing the stake checksums, and it says verifying the last 120 blocks. And off we go. And we're running very similarly. And so I'll ask it here. It give me the block count. And it says 565,799, but I'm going to give it another. So I'd like the time with the block count. And so I give it another command, and it tells me to block count GMT time, and if local time is different, it gives it to me in local time, and says May 24th, 2:58, and I see shouldn't this say May? I would think. It is May 24th, 3 o'clock, so I know I'm a couple blocks behind. So we'll see if it caught up. And it says 2:58 still. Hasn't gotten the new block yet. But nevertheless, it tells you how close you are, which is convenient in the daemon program. In the Qt version, you sort of know. Okay, so let's see if we got a stop here. Alright. And one more version. And this is the compiled with Microsoft Visual Studio version of the Bitcoin daemon 043. And here we go. Notice this one says boost, says using Microsoft Visual C compiler. Berkeley database version, OpenSSL version, boost version, etc. And it's counting up. Percentage completed, and it's doing everything the same, and it's showing the verifying in process. Also, Windows people like to see noisy screens, and so it's about done, and it took 39 seconds. Got a lot of stuff going on this one. Okay, very similar to the previous version. I asked for the block count. It tells me 565,802. I ask for it with the time. and it tells me May 24th, 3:02, and I'm at 3:03, so I'm pretty current. I can tell that I'm pretty close. Do another one for good luck, same thing. And so that's 3 different versions of the YACoin daemon running on this computer. A pre-built GCC version from YACoin, a GCC version built on my computer here, and a Microsoft Visual Studio version built on my computer here. And the last 2 are from the same set of sources. And so let's stop this one, and now we get to the interesting stuff. Remember, it's about 29 seconds to start up. And now we're going to launch the pre-built Qt version for Windows from YACoin, and here we go. Now first we notice the splash screen. I can't tell where it ends and the background begins since I have a white background. And also it tends to smear and trash the splash screen if any window, any lowly window happens to come by, pop up, whatever. Because this is Windows, things happen. And notice it says it can take several minutes. We know it takes about 29 seconds. So we're going to sit there while it's doing that and noticing how we sort of lost track of what's going on here. Imagine if you had to wait a day or 2 to download the whole blockchain using Qt. Since it updated with 1 message, and here we go. Okay. And you'll see that this version, let's put it in the middle. Get a little smaller. And it says, notice it's Qt 485. Built this from YACoin.org. And the About screen says 043, etc., etc. And on the debug window, it says we're current. On the console, all the usual. Note especially get block count here. And we'll do one just for fun. And it shows 585806, but that's available right there. Okay. So how can we make this any different? Okay, we'll exit. And we're back. Okay, this is the GCC version of Qt built on my Windows machine with my sources that I propose. First of all, the screen has a black border so you can differentiate it on a white background or a black background. Oh, and look at this. It can't be clobbered by a regular window, and even a topmost window has a hard time. This is the Windows Task Manager power window. The reason is because I'm outputting the how long you've got to go to load the guts. 98%, 100%, then it's doing the stake checksums, and then it's going to do verifying the last blocks, and since it's outputting, telling you what's happening, it refreshes the screen, and so it can't get clobbered. Also, you get some idea of how long you have to wait. And we're on to the loading a wallet, and we'll soon be loading addresses, and here we go. And so let's put it in the middle, and we'll look. Remember, the YACoin built was Qt 485. I build with Qt 484 because that's what I have, but it doesn't make any difference, I don't think. And the About, if you notice, is a little different. It says OpenSSL version, Berkeley database version, Boost version, and the Windows platform. If you're interested, always available. The other stuff's the same. And what else? One other thing is the debug window. We'll do the help again. And we notice there's a second get block count. This is the get block count with the time that you saw before. And when you do it, it shows you the local time and the Greenwich Mean Time of the block. And if you notice, it's 3:09 and it says 3:08, so pretty close. But with Qt, you've got this thing, so you really don't need that information. But if you're talking to it remotely, it might be advantage. And then we'll do an exit and say that's the end of this video.